Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Jallo and I'm the Instruction Coordinator Librarian and I'm based at the Menifee Valley campus. So today we're going to be going over how to use the library's databases in our search engine that's located on our library homepage. Our learning goals today is to learn how to access and navigate OneSearch. We're going to learn how to extract keywords from our search topic or our research question. We're going to learn how to use the database platforms. We're going to learn the information cycle. And our primary goal is for you to learn how to use library resources as a tool to enhance your projects, essays, and assignments. Let's go straight into it. So what is OneSearch? Well, OneSearch is the primary search engine that we use to retrieve information from our database platforms, and it's located on the library's homepage. To go to the library's homepage, you would have to go to your internet browser and type in msjc.edu/library. Once you click enter, you'll be redirected to our homepage. And what OneSearch is this right here. So this is known as the simple search bar. You also have the option to do an advanced search by moving your cursor to the field box and clicking the enter button. And right to the right of the search bar is the advanced search option. So once you click that, this is what the advanced search page looks like. And you have the option to add keywords into any of these field boxes. You also have the option to add more field boxes to add those keywords. So let's go ahead and do a search. So once we do a search, you can see that we have over 4 million results, and those results come in a wide variety of formats, including newspapers, books, videos, and we would use this left panel to filter our results to get more relevant results. One of the most notable ways to get more relevant results is to put your keyword in quotation marks. So if I do this, you can see we went from 4 million to about 900,000. And as we go through the filters, we could reduce it even more. So let's say that we're doing articles. That brings it down to 300, a little over the 300,000, or a little under 400,000. Sorry. And so when you find documents that you like, you could just click the pin over here. So let's say I want that one. And we can also select all the documents on the page and pin it to our pin tab. And so to go to the pin tab, you would actually just go right over here. So this is the pin tab. Go ahead and click it. And these are all of the items that we selected from our page. And so you might have noticed that I'm not signed in. So to use the pin feature, you don't have to be signed in. You just have to be on the library's homepage, and it would save your documents as long as the browser is open. Once you close the browser, all of your pinned documents are going to be gone. So let me tell you what you could do about that. So let's say we want this article, we want it. We click the title and we're taken to the record page. This just has information about the actual article. And then so to go to the actual article, we have to click under full text availability. You can see that it's in 2 databases. So we could click this one or this one. So we go ahead and click it, and we will be redirected to the database platform EBSCO. And basically this is the same thing, almost the same thing. It's a record page. It's just like this. So this is what the record page looks like on OneSearch. This is what it looks like on the database platform. So once we're here, to actually get the full text, we would just click this right over here, the PDF full text option. And then so this doesn't download it to the actual computer. It just opens it as in the PDF viewer. So to actually download it to your computer, you would hit this button right over here, as most of you probably already know, and to email it to yourself. So this is a really cool feature. You could actually email document to yourself by clicking this button right over here, and you enter your email over here, and it automatically will send you a citation. You just need to make sure that you're choosing the right one. So usually for most English classes that I worked with, you usually use MLA, but sometimes I guess you could also use APA. So just choose whatever one you want, send it to yourself, and you'll get the document as an attachment with the citation. So let me show you a chart I made to explain the difference between OneSearch and the database platform. Okay, so this is a little chart that I made. So when we're using OneSearch or a database platform, our primary goal is to get information, and that information is indexed in a database. So to get access to the information, we have to go through the database. And that those databases are usually on a database platform that owns the actual database, and then that database platform. So we have a wide variety of databases at MSJC. Currently, I believe we have over 90 databases, and each database is usually subject specific. And you don't want to have to search each database. Wouldn't it just be easier to just search one place that searches all of the databases? That is why we use OneSearch. So OneSearch is kind of, you could kind of think of it like Google. It's a search engine that we use for documents. Google is a search engine we use for finding websites, but just like Google, OneSearch, it only gets some records in the database. It gets a lot, it gets millions and millions, but it's not all of them. And just like Google, it does the same thing. Google only goes to the surface web, it doesn't go into the deep web. So to actually get all of the articles, we have to go to the database platform, and that's why we're going to learn how to use both. And let me give you an example of what that looks like. So you could see that we have access to this article through MSJC. It's in the database issues and controversies on the database platform Infobase. And you can see it's an article that we have, it's an article that we're paying for. However, if you take the actual title of the article, go back to OneSearch, and you could even tell OneSearch that it's a title. So we're saying that it's a title, and you can see there's no records found, but you could see on the database platform that we have access to this article. So that's why we have to learn how to use both. Now let's talk about the information cycle. So whenever we're retrieving documents from a database platform, it usually will follow this timeline, and I'm going to go over this timeline right now. So first, an event has to occur. Let's say hypothetically, well, not hypothetically, let's talk about a real event. So Apple slowing down the iPhone. So we know that has been a huge story, but when it first, in the first days when it was just like there wasn't a lot of evidence about it and it was first coming out, we only saw it on social media sites. We saw it on places like CNN that does a lot of stories based on clickbait, allegedly, and on Reddit, and then let's say, a couple weeks pass by, now the newspapers have it. Let's say hypothetically, and this didn't really happen, let's say a representative from Apple came out and put out a testimony. So then the newspapers are like, okay, well, there's enough evidence here to make a story. So they do the story, but they're not saying for sure that Apple is slowing down the iPhone. They're saying this is the evidence, this is the claim, and you as the reader have to make that decision because there probably is holes in the story. Okay, so then a week after, a popular magazine will go over it. So in this case, I think I remember it was Wired that put out a story. They said, okay, well, you know what? There is more evidence that shows that Apple is slowing down the iPhone. So now we're going to post a story in our monthly magazine. And then months and months after, and this is like after Apple puts out a statement saying that, oh, you know, we did slow down the iPhones, but it's because of this. And they got sued, and those court cases were settled. Months and months after, you get academic and scholarly journals. So let's say that a psychologist, you know, he wants to go back to this stage and he wants to see, okay, well, why were there so many people that were in denial that Apple would do such a thing? Let's study that. So let's say the psychologist studies that and he puts out an article and he sends it to other leaders in the field, so other psychologists. When he does that, they will make edits. They will say, oh, you know, you can't say this, you need to say this instead. And he send it back to the initial author. And that's what makes it peer-reviewed. Peer-reviewed or scholarly. So, and that's why so after, let's say the initial author makes the edits, it's good to go. They put it in the psychology journal and it's published, and now everyone that wants to use it needs to pay to use it. So let's say years and years after, your big textbook companies, they're writing a textbook and they need information from scholarly journals to support their learning content. So they'll pay these people to use bits and pieces of their research in their textbook, and then they sell it to you as a student for whatever price they want to. And what we're doing by helping you learn how to use OneSearch and the database platforms is to help you get articles so that when you make your claims in your essays or assignment, you could use scholarly articles to support your claims. So let's go into keywords. Keyword searching. So what is keyword searching? That's any words you can best think of that describe your research topic or your research question. We use it to either increase or decrease our search results, and the primary goal is to identify the main concepts of our topic. So once you have those keywords, where do you input it? Well, if we go back to the advanced search page on the library website, which looks like this, we would put the keywords in this. So each individual box could get a keyword. So in this example, we're searching for the HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. And the keywords that we're pulling from HIPAA is health insurance, privacy, patients. And let me show you the difference between searching just the main topic and the keywords. So if we're doing just HIPAA, you could see, oh, and this is the title. So if we do HIPAA just by itself, you can see that we're getting 5,000 records. But if we do HIPAA and health insurance and privacy and patients, you can see that we have 760 results. So it's far easier to sort these with the left panels, to filter these with the left panel and then go through the results than, having 5,000. Another great way is to use a thesaurus. So usually the database platform, it would have a thesaurus. So what it does is that it looks through all of the articles, all the journals, and it sees the jargon that the authors are using, and then it creates a thesaurus based on that. However, you can also just use thesaurus.com. So if you go to thesaurus.com, for example, we could do learner. So in the education field, we commonly use learner instead of students. And you can see that's right over here. So if I'm writing an article about students and I want to use the word learner instead of students, which is completely okay, you as a student wouldn't be able to get my article if you're searching for students. So that's how we use a thesaurus, so that you could get all the relevant articles. So let's do a little activity. So I want you to look at this research question and think of all of the keywords that you could pull out of it. And you can pause the video if you want, but I'll just go right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at all of the big words, all of the nouns. So let's see what we could pull out. So there's obviously technology. There is young minds. What are the other big words? We have effects, but we use it without the S, so we're not excluding the words that don't have the S. Developing. So now that we've extracted the big words, let's find synonyms for those words. So the most obvious one is young minds. What's another word for young minds? Well, we could do tween, we could do teen, we could do children, and technology. What type of technology? Well, what about social media? What about specifically naming the social media? So like Instagram, TikTok. So we could use these keywords on the advanced search page to get the most relevant results. So now let's go into Boolean operators. What are Boolean operators? Well, Boolean operators are, so if you look to the far left of the keyword field, the Boolean operators, also known as term connectors, are located right over here. The three of term connectors are and, or, and not. We use and to either increase or decrease our research results, and it's also the default. So whenever you make a new field, the default is always going to be and. We have the term connector or, which is used to increase our search results, and we have the term connector not, which is used to decrease our search results. So in this example, you could see if we go back to our example with HIPAA, you can see, so we have the acronym, and then we use the Boolean operator or to also include the actual act. So it's the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. We would put that in the second field. We use the Boolean operator and to include information on electronic health records, because that's the topic that's, that's the keyword that's accommodating our initial topic of HIPAA. We use the Boolean operator not to exclude Title V, because we know that Title V doesn't include information on our search topic. So in summary, we would use and to retrieve results that contain both words or phrases, or to retrieve results that contain either or both words or phrases, and the term connector not to retrieve results that do not contain certain words or phrases in our research query. So in this example, our primary topic is Native Americans, but we know that Native Americans are also known as American Indians. So we would use the Boolean operator or to include this field or this field. We also have the topic, the keyword of nature spirits, because that's our topic accommodating our main topic. So we would use the Boolean operator and to include nature spirits. We use the Boolean operator not to exclude South Asian Indian, because we know that South Asian Indians are often confused, just the names are confused with American Indian. So we want to use the Boolean operator not to exclude this keyword from our search results page. So if you do need any additional help, we have a wide variety of different services that you could use. So if you go back to the library homepage, and you scroll down to this middle area right over here, you could see that we have chat available. So you can use this to chat with a librarian. And if you don't want to use chat because you don't have time, you can also email the librarian your question and they'll get back to you. You can also make an appointment with our peer research assistants. Our peer research assistants are basically their student assistants that we've trained in finding research. And you could see we have a wide variety of, a large amount of student assistants that you could choose from, and you could just click the little I to get some more information about them. And I believe all of them are on Zoom. So whenever you make an appointment, they'll just email you the Zoom link. You could also email me at my email right over here. And you could also, of course, always talk to your reference librarian. Go to one of your libraries and just go to the reference desk. And I'm sure the librarian will be there to help you with all of your research queries. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your time.